Hey guys, Snow the God here. Just some short gameplay and just my thoughts on Borderlands 3. I have completed the entire story, working on a lot of the end game content, and just want to give you guys some of my opinions on what I think about the game, how I feel, what changes they made, all kinds of that shit. So, the first point I want to make is this. I guess we'll just go down just a certain list, I guess. And most important, story. How did I feel about story? Story was really not that interesting all to me. I mean, I guess it actually picks up towards the end. Maybe about 70% through the game. But at times I was thinking to myself, like, I really don't really care about these characters, or don't really care what's going on. That's just my take on the story. I mean, final boss fight, not that good, really. Felt really easy, just pretty easy to pretty much sum up the game with one fight. And I'll take a point from like Borderlands 2. Like at the end of Borderlands 2, you fight Handsome Jack, and then the Warrior. Both are, well, Handsome Jack really isn't that difficult, but the Warrior, I mean, has a lot of health, has different variety of attacks, all kinds of stuff. And then you get to the final boss in Borderlands 3, and it's just like, the attacks are super easy to dodge, you don't feel restrained, like you feel like you're gonna really have to be careful, and at most times, I was just pretty much waiting for my mech to cool down, and just unloading a butt ton of damage. I don't know if that... I will say that the ending was pretty good. I mean, I like the ending, but I'm not going to spoil anything, of course. But next point I want to make is gameplay, of course, what you're seeing here. Gameplay feels amazing. It feels good. Guns feel good. There's a variety. I love the huge variety of guns. Doesn't feel like, you're stuck using the same guns for hours on end. No, there's always something new to pick up and see, and just something new use and experiment with. Variety of grenade mods, and just the variety of guns, in fact, just keeps me, like, looking at guns and, like, what's the next thing I'm gonna pick up, like, and how effective it's gonna be. Now to things I don't like about the game, which is a lot of technical issues. I'll include screenshots maybe towards the video, or maybe maybe I'll interrupt some of the gameplay to show you guys, but I took some screenshots of just some issues I was having. Especially a good example is when you go into the echo menu, it feels really slow, clunky, and sometimes I fucking said sometimes terribly. Sometimes it feels it'll freeze up, and hopefully they fix that stuff, because it is just a pain. And also, like, when you go to your skill points and stuff, like, there'd be like a couple seconds of it just would freeze. I don't know if I can make it do that here. Yeah, like this. You see, it takes forever to bring up your inventory, and like everything just feels clunky and slow. Another thing I really don't like is how they did the map. Now, sometimes, like, the map is just confusing because there's multiple levels to, an area, or the zone, I should say. It just feels weird, and doesn't feel like Borderlands, but there's other issues I was having. There's an instance where you take a technical, take it to Ellie, get your vehicle parts, whatever, but you would take it to the certain station and it would crash your game. And I tested it multiple times, and it would crash your game every time, and But luckily, there's a way around it. Just go to a different station that's nearby, and it won't crash your game. But for some reason, that one station just crashes your game, and I don't know why. It's really weird. Hopefully, they fix that. I mean, it's not a game-breaking bug, but it was, when I went through it, it was pretty annoying. But another point I want to make, endgame. Endgame, you know, you got your typical, you know, you beat the story, you got your Vault Hunter mode, your true Vault Hunter mode. They've added new modes, such as Mayhem mode, which just gives enemies certain buffs, do certain buffs in certain areas. You know, kind of makes the game, you know, a little bit harder, but it also includes the Guardian ranks as well. So they replaced the badass ranks with Guardian ranks. Yeah, I'll bring it up here so you guys can see what that looks like. So you got, yeah, so you have your, once you beat the story, you get a new EXP bar. What's that purple bar above your regular XP bar, and you pretty much, I think it's a percentage of the XP you earn goes to that, XP bar, and then once you fill that XP bar, you get progress on the Guardian rank bar. And once you get a rank up, then you get to pick a point, and then you get to unlock like a lot of endgame perks to your character. I don't know, I haven't tested them. I don't know if they work between multiple characters or it's just that one single character. Sorry for all the silence, we're just kind of focusing here. Now, I can't really say about how all the you know, Vault Hunters feel. I've mostly been playing, as you can see here, Moe's, you know, the gunner. But some honorable mentions for the game is sometimes some of the guns just feel really weak, I guess. Or I think some enemies just have really high health bars, or especially in the end game. Like, you will waste so many bullets on a single enemy, it's ridiculous. A good example is, well, I don't have a good example here, but a good example is a certain badass Tink in the end game. He has 3 health bars. He has a shield, armor, and then the regular health. And they just feel super strong for some reason. And one thing I totally dislike is that pretty much every badass enemy uses a rocket launcher. That will one-shot you, which is super annoying. And there's a lot of instances in this game where you get one-shotted. You know, bosses would pretty much one-shot you. Oh, another thing I gotta mention is bosses can kill their own minions now, which was never an issue in, you know, Borderlands, all the other games, because I mean that was if you went down, that was your way to get back up, because you're not just gonna kill a boss and get back up. There's no way. But I had many instances where I was in a boss fight and they would just kill their own minions, and I'd be stuck to restart the fight. And there's some fights I was in for half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, because every time I would need to revive myself, they would kill their own minions, and it was annoying and frustrating, and it feels bad because it delays your progression. You know, you want to progress, you want to see what the game has next, you know, in the story, in the gameplay, everything. And I just feel like it really slowed down some progression. But now for my overall opinion of the game, I love this game. This game, I'm not saying I hate the game, I'm not saying that the game is bad, you shouldn't buy this game. If you are a Borderlands fan and you have played, you know, 1, 2, pre-sequel, even though pre-sequel really wasn't that good, but, yeah, if you played, you know, the other games, you're gonna love this game. I mean, it just feels like Borderlands. It's what it is. It's just the next iteration of the story. So my overall score for the game, I would give this game, with its issues, those technical issues at launch, and oh, and also some other issues I want to point out that I just remembered is co-op. There's a lot of co-op issues as well. A good example is me and my friends, when the game launched, we were actually playing together. You know, we all made, you know, our own characters, whatever, joined up. But there's issues in the co-op as well. There's, you know, nameplates disappearing. At one point, a friend of ours couldn't see his guns in his hands, anything. He couldn't do anything, couldn't shoot. But that issue was resolved by he had to do another friend of mine just to get downed. So, you know, like his HUD was he didn't have no HUD or anything. So, and my friend downed him in a duel, and it fixed it. But I mean, come on, Gearbox. I mean, how do you make a game this buggy at launch? But my overall opinion of the game, my score for the game, I'd give this game, if you are a Borderlands fan, you will enjoy it. I'll give this game a 7.5 out of 10. I give it above average score. It's a fun game, it has a fun gameplay mechanics, guns feel great. What I've played of the Vault Hunters, they feel good. Moe's is so far my favorite. The mech is super fun. Just a blast to use, as you can see in this gameplay. It feels like just you're raining down destruction. It feels good. But that is my review for Borderlands 3. And eventually I'll be making actual, you know, gameplays with the other Vault Hunters. I'll be also making other videos on Borderlands 3. So I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace. Really, Gearbox? Really? Really? The only bed that doesn't have collision. Really?